What is going on, everyone? My name is Flip. I can't believe I've been live for like a minute and it says I wasn't live. Let me check. Are we finally live? Okay, it seems we're finally live. Okay. There's a good chance that this isn't the recording. I don't know. We weren't officially live. Now we're live. Okay? That's everything that matters, I suppose. Um I was having some issues with something specific, but it seems to be fine now. Okay. Regardless, as I was saying, we're in chapter 1184. Okay. I don't know exactly what's going on for this chapter. The title says Brook Flashback continues. That's what I put because that's what I expect. There's a good chance that will lead into more Emu and Ratatasker and Loki and all of those things, right? And we'll continue that, and then at the end of the chapter, we'll see once again Brook once he like attacks Emu or something, and he goes, "Princess Shuri, I will protect you." Whatever. I regardless, I don't think that's gonna happen. We are heading into yet another flashback in this arc, which I'm pretty sure I think it's the third or fourth flashback that we've had into in this arc, even though we did have a God Valley arc in the middle of it. So yeah, that's just one thing. But regardless, let's head directly into the chapter, shall we? Because it's been a minute, and by a minute I mean it's been like a week, and I'm just uh, very excited for this. Give me 1 second, because this thing's bugging out again. I'm having such a difficult time with OBS today. I don't know if it's the updates or like what the hell's going on, but it doesn't handle having YouTube very well. So select a stream. Motherfucker, I selected a stream. We're live. Okay, there you go. Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay, and PewDiePie just released a very... What? I don't know what that is. Okay. Enough PewDiePie's problems. Okay? Chapter 1184. That's what we're here for. We're all bones when we die. Okay. And so we see a cover request. Oh, hello, yo, Deadman. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You missed the entire beginning of like me rambling about stuff that doesn't matter. Okay, we're here. We're here. I don't know what's gonna happen. Didn't realize the chapter already dropped. I thought it would be an hour or something. Oh, no, no, no. It's always 11 a.m. EST. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's yeah. Okay, yeah, it's always that. At least during the daylight savings time of the year. Regardless, reader request. Brook, get it. Wait, no, that's always the case because EST doesn't change. Yeah, whatever. Interesting cover art. Yeah, it is Brook in like a hammock or like a piece of meat or something, and he is being electrocuted by jellyfish. Reader request. Brook getting electrocuted by electric jellyfish while swimming in the sea. For one, very interesting because Brook can't swim. I know the cover requests are like they're fictional, basically, but like very interesting. I wonder what it is that he is like sitting on because that looks like some kind of brick sausage. Like it looks tiled, and yet I don't know what it is. Like I want to know what is that. Regardless, okay, heading into the chapter. Oh, oh, and we see like a big time skip. Okay. By the time the Princess of Hesperia was 14 years of age, tales of her beauty had spread. I mean, she does look pretty. Um, until five princes of nearby kingdoms had asked for her. Five princes. How do you princesses and princes? Okay. of nearby kingdoms had asked for her hand in marriage. That's very weird. She is 14. And I get we're like in a medieval society. Still weird. Kingdom of Vesperia, Princess Shuri, age 14, and she seems like some kind of knight at the same time. And so she's fighting some kind of. Oh, she's fighting the princess. Jellyfish have emu eye. Interesting, because the thing is jellyfish are known to be basically immortal. They can live for thousands of years, so maybe this has some hints to how emu lives so long. Don't go with that. Page looks so cool. She does. Um, oh, you're right about the jellyfish. They do have the emu eyes. Wow. That is a very, 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 very interesting detail because jellyfish don't have eyes. I don't know why they would be added here. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I didn't even notice. So she seems to be fighting the princess. Princess. I yield. You're so weak. We're so sorry. And so Shuri goes, I don't like weak men or men who can't play music. Music? So she's just saying she likes Brook. Very interesting. And I said this last chapter. I understand, right? She was like 6 when she said she would marry Brook. And I understand that is, I wouldn't say it's weird, it was cute, right? Because a naive little girl would not understand what that means, right? Right? However, Brook turned her down very, very respectfully in a way that like made sense. But age gap. No, because here's the thing. They've known each other since she was a child, and I think that's where it goes, possibly awry. Thing is, nowadays, right? She's 77 years old. He is 80 years old, meaning there's a 7 year like what 7 year? No, not even what. She would be 77. Oh, he's 80. He's 88, I think. So there's like a decade, like 11 years. I'm pretty sure back then the princess usually gets married or proposal at 11 years old. I might be misremembering, but I can't be lower than that since ancient times were weird. Yeah, no, they were. They were. And this isn't even like an ancient thing. Like back in the 1890s, like in the 1880s, this used to be a thing as well. Like 11-year-olds would get married. This was like 100 years ago, which is wild. Like, it's not 100 years. It's like 140, 160, but still, it's 100 years ago. But regardless, she's supposed to be 77. I think Brooke is like 88. And I believe she is in the body of an adult at this time. Gonna get the Himmel treatment? Like, she gonna be 77 and Brooke's still gonna say no? Possibly. Yeah, I could see that. Because again, Brooke knows her as a child. No, not as a child. We'll see this chapter. I don't want to like talk too much, but I am thinking basically in the way that she seems to be like, even while growing up, she's still interested in Brooke, and I could see that still being the case 70 years later. 60 years later, because she's probably going to be like 17 by the end of this chapter. Okay, so we go. Brooke appears. I hear you defeated all the princess in combat, Princess Shuri. I sure did. And so, little Princess Shuri, she's not even little. She's fucking, I mean, she's little in comparison to Brooke, who is like a fucking giant. Sure did. You like strong women, don't you, Brooke? Well, I'm a lot stronger now. And so it says, Kingdom of Vesperia, Battle Convoy Commander, Brooke, age 27. So he's 27. She is 14. That is a 13-year time gap. Age gap. Now, Grant, now that I say it out loud, now that I say that out loud in a specific sentence, granted, I'm not saying it's okay now. but it's been 60 years. Over 60 years. It's interesting that in timeline currently, I might be misremembering, but it's like when Big Mom was still in Elbaf. Yes, she was still like a child. Like Shuri is older than Big Mom, which is crazy. Like I'm pretty sure Shuri is like 7 years older than Big Mom. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Anyways, I'm a lot and I'm a lot stronger now, and I'm a lot cuter. And so Brooke goes, I suppose you are. And I bet my chest okay. And I bet my chest will fill out in the future too. And Brooke goes with a very annoyed and weird face. Stop that. It's undignified. Oh, why do you have to talk like Papa? And so, oh, I think it's either Shuri or, oh, Brooke immediately ignores Shuri and goes directly for a group of two women and goes, ah, beauteous ladies, might I have a gander at your garters, a peek at your panties. And so Shuri throws her sword directly at her head, at his head. Who's undignified now? And so Shuri and Brooke go over to like a fountain, and Brooke starts singing. Dude, the anime is gonna make this so good. Oh, cows and frogs and slaves and kings, we're all bones when we die. And Shuri also sings, cows and frogs and slaves and kings, we're all bones in the end. That's all there is to say. Yeah, we're all bones in the end. This guy already knew his fate from the very beginning. Very interesting. Yo ho 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 ho! Ha 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 ha! I love all your songs, Brooke. I mean, this song is not his greatest, but definitely his greatest is Nekomamushi no Danani. Everyone knows this. Nekomamushi no Danani. Yes, His Majesty said the same thing. You really love Papa, don't you, Brooke? And Mama too, of course. And Mama too. Mama. He is absolutely in love with her for weird reasons. Yes, I owe him everything. If I hadn't met your father, he's gonna say he wouldn't have met his mom. Her mom. I'd be nothing but bones by now. And he sings it. Very interesting. So he claims that the reason he is not a pile of bones is because of, the king being around. Meaning something's gonna happen. Like we know it's gonna disappear, but I wonder like oh shit. Brooke, age 11. He with broken glasses over the top of his head, behind bars, all dirty and smiling, as he sees children playing music. They're so lucky. School, real instruments. They sound so pretty. Oh, okay. I thought he was a slave. Like I legitimately saw this and I thought, oh, he's a slave and they're gonna buy him. But it's not what happened. He just simply was behind the fence. Okay, hey, uh-oh, that nasty little boy is peering through the bars again. Well, I'm so sorry. Shoo, shoo, you're scaring all the students. So two of the women go, ew, what a stench. The shame of the country. Oh, dude. So it's very likely this kingdom is gonna be. I wouldn't say like the Goa kingdom, because the Goa kingdom, the nobles were like a lot worse. Um, but it looks like it's veering in that direction. But then because of Brooks' influence and the king's influence, it's gonna turn into something different. Well, Brooke name dropped me in my username. It's literally nothing but bones. True, true. He's a dead man. The dead man 03. Uh, and so Brooke sings in the trash dump. He's at the trash dump. There are a couple dogs, like some big ass dogs, and he goes, "Let's blame the king. We need a new king. One day we'll get to play real music." And so I will assume that, and he goes, "Skrrg, grrg, grrg, grrg." Yeah, it sounds like the guy is not good at music. Like it really, and this is something I brought up last chapter. Like it sounds like even when having growing up, he wasn't good at music, and it's very likely that he only became good at music once he joined the Rumber Pirates. That's what it sounds like to me. Um, Dad and Mom and little bro were all starving and skin and bones. How am I even alive? Eating toads so I can thrive. Let's blame the king. We need a new king. And so the king shows up. These are terrible lyrics. Did you make them up? And it's that. It's my violin. That is a violin? I made it out of a glass bottle on some wire. Oh, fuck, man. That's what the hell. Doesn't it sound nice? Dude, One Piece really knows how to portray poverty. Not just how to portray poverty, but how to portray the fleeting moments of joy in a very terrible situation that actually tugs at your heartstrings. I can go down to my nearest music shop and buy a. In fact, I have a guitar right here. I can't play the guitar. It's sitting right here next to Chopper, which by the way has played it before. Chopper knows how to play. He's a little too fat, so he can't reach. Um, but he knows how to play it. I can't play the guitar. I can play the piano, which I also have. I could go down and buy a violin. Now I'm not gonna do that because I don't have money to like throw around in violins that I'm not gonna use. But I could, and that's something I take for granted. In the like, that's it's wild. Interesting how Brook talks about his dad and mom and little bro starving. Could imply that they starved to death. True, or that they're. I mean, it says he said they're starving. We're all starving in skin and bones. So they are currently alive. Just saying. That's what it seems. Uh, sure. Way to be creative. Never played an instrument before. It's just that I never really had the money to buy it, nor do I have the passion for it. Maybe someday. That's what I thought. And then I was at school, and I was like, motherfucker, give me 1 week. 1 week. 1 week later, because I have a piano. We just didn't use it. My mom bought it because she made us take classes when we were kids. They really didn't work. Like we did not put any passion or anything into it. But I started playing. I learned the song, and then I was like, oh, let me play the Sword Art Online theme, the Legend of Zelda theme. Let me play some songs from Zelda. Let me play some songs from Pokemon. Let me play some songs from One Piece. Let me play all these songs. And eventually, I've really gotten the passion and the hang of it. And at the same time, my sisters have also taken in the same passion because I just took it up one day, like out of sheer passion. And when you see someone play out of passion, uh, it's grab that spark if you have that opportunity. Um, I really piano is something that I really and I do it out of like nope. Okay, we cut out for a second. The last thing I said was the last thing I said was we we Let me check if we're live. Because, holy shit. Can't believe we're disconnected. My dude, are we live? I think we're still live. Please tell me. Yeah, we just hit a little bit of a skip, and that was it. Okay. Okay. Sword Art Online, remember when everyone was talking about it? I miss those days. I've been watching it the last couple days. Uh so yeah, that's some wild stuff. But yeah, I highly recommend everyone play music, specifically the piano. It is really good, and that's all I said before it cut out. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of cutting. Thought it was just me. Oh, it like a lot of it, like it keeps happening because I don't have any more drop frames. It was just that one time. Uh, I think we're good now. Good thing that was like in the middle of a rant and not specifically. I think we're good now. Um, but good that that was not in the middle of like the actual chapter reaction. Okay, let's continue. You came here before, right? Are you a fan of mine, old man? And he says that with a big smile. He got his little made up, made up violin. And the bottle, I really thought the bottle would be like one of those long neck bottles with like the big thing, and it is that. But I thought it would be like by the part with the cork. That's where like the strings would be tied up and then pulled back, and it would be like maybe like with a cutout in the glass bottle. That's what I thought. The guy has it like to the side, and like I don't understand how he, like what is this? I am so confused. Oh, it's a piece of wood, and then the bottle is like to the side, and then it has a couple like nails coming out of the bottle, and there's a piece of wood at the end, a couple nails at the sides as well for like the things that like have the strings, and then there's a string just tied over, and then that's just how it works. This is a very weird made up like violin, but if it works, it works. Seems stable now. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing over on my side. It seems stable. Okay. Um, so the king goes, ha 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 ha. Maybe I am, but I'm not that old. I'm only 21. Shut the fuck up. You're not 21. You're like in your 40s at the very least. Wow, you look so much older. You must have had a hard life. Yo, da. Whoa, you got a weird laugh, kid. That's the first time I think anyone's ever like actually mentioned it. Brook is very crafty. He is. Yo, I guess I'll call you bro instead. Okay, and so they start cooking up like toad soup, like frog soup. Here, bro, I'll cook you a meal as a sign of friendship. I got some fresh grasshoppers and a frog today. That is terrible. That is terrible. Can you please give him something better? Please. And so he eats it and he goes, that's good. Oh, that's the king, I think. I think. And Brook, like, just in the air with his feet up, like Luffy. The secret ingredient is curry powder. I steal it from the Navy ships that come to port every now and then. It makes everything you put in it taste like curry. I guess that's not much of a secret ingredient then. Yo, dude, the amount of like, what's it? The amount of personality that I see coming out of Brook in this chapter is like, okay, granted, Brook has had a lot of good moments that definitely show his personality, especially like in his fight against Big Mom and every time he's defended Luffy. We see a lot of it in the ship, but it's all pretty like I don't know how to separate. I don't want to say it's surface level stuff, but like anytime he said, I want to see your panties in like in the new world. It hasn't been like I don't know. It doesn't feel as real. I don't know if you understand what I mean. And it might be because Oda is focusing directly on him right now, but like the amount of personality that I see exude in every single one of these Brook panels is very, very. It's so eye popping in contrast to everything else we've seen. Okay, so the king actually looks down with a serious face at this plate of uh, mush, and he reminisces to the like very gourmet mini meals that he's been served at the castle in these like specific designer plates. The soup de jour is $1 a ballon, harvested from the Euro Peninsula and cooked in red wine, with A6 rupee beef. And so he is thinking back to things that are being said to him in the castle. And then he looks down at the soup and the slop soup. Your Highness, this is the daughter of the Sephron Saibatsu. She graduated top of the class from Inoa Academy. And so a princess, very much like this, with like a little crown at the top, and she's like, mm. She reminds me a little of like Estrid, and I really hated Estrid. Roven, I forgot that was his name. Roven, okay, kind of looks like Beethoven. Sorry. Wow, there's a lot of like problems this stream. Roven kind of looks like Beethoven. I sent you a picture with comparison, and keep in mind, Beethoven was deaf, and the way he reacts to music kind of feels like he's immune to his bad lyrics. Maybe that's a very interesting because we've already gotten in Einstein version, One Piece version, which is obviously Vegapunk. So interesting that now we get a Beethoven. We're still missing a Thomas Edison. We have Vegapunk Edison. We're missing a Abraham Lincoln. That's what we're missing. Okay, back to this. What's up, bro? It's so good. It made you tear up, huh? Huh? Oh, right. And so as he says that, he's thinking, this is Asperia too. And so he goes, I'm just a little tired. Thanks for the meal. And so he eats a frog in its entirety, and he goes, boo, boo, and he like actually tries to like gulp it down, but it seems it's very difficult. It's interesting that they wouldn't cut up the frog. Like you just put it down there. You don't skin it or anything. I can't I can't for a Nikola Tesla character design inspired. I can see one of the ancient scientists looking like him. Yep, actually, yeah, I can see that. Nikola Tesla. Uh, who else? Benjamin Franklin. I don't know why I can't think of anyone else right now. Anyways, yo, maybe like Mary Curie. I would love to see a Mary Curie inspired. Um, because granted, we need more female important characters. I want female villains. That's one thing I really want. I want more female villains. That's why I really want Emu to be a female. Regardless. Yo, so good it makes you shiver, huh? I'm glad you liked it so much. Hang on, bro. I'll sing you a song now. And so it seems he's still choking. What? You want to pay me? Don't bother, bro. We've each got our troubles, don't we? And so the payment, oh, and the smile as he brings some booze. What seems to be it has a skull and crossbones. More so in like the sign of death with the skull on top rather than the middle. But it seems those are Yeah, it seems to be on my side. I don't have any drop frames. I don't have any bad connection. So it seems we are having some issues. Weird. Why is this happening? Maybe it is my internet provider. I don't know. At least the VOD should be fine. Um, but yeah, I apologize for such a weird YouTube live experience. This never happens on YouTube, so and it's never on Twitch, and it's never happened while I've been streaming on YouTube as of like this year. So yeah, this is very out of character. I apologize to Dan, and I apologize to anyone else that's watching. I don't know if there's anyone else that's watching, but I still want to apologize for that. Regardless, let's power through. Hopefully, I'm sabotaging the stream, possibly. Doesn't want us to know about the Brook Flashback. One day Asperia, Cello Port. It's a naval escort ship. Load the merchant ship with instruments. Be very careful. They're fragile. Okay, so it's a navy. Yeah, we can see it's a naval ship. Load the merchant ship with instruments. Be very careful. They're fragile. And so as they're doing that, we can see drops of blood. Oh, and so young Brook is tied up in the main square. He is bleeding. He has a lot of bruises on his face, and he goes, "I don't know what you mean. You got the wrong guy." Cuff, cuff. And so one of the Marines goes, "Don't lie to me, you little mule. Where's the gunpowder the gangsters told you to carry? Where'd you hide it?" Oh, man. Motherfuckers. We paid a lot of money for that stuff, and you're supposed to give it to us. And instead, what do we find? Curry powder. Oh, man. Oda, fucking, what a great writer. He knows, like, this is a good Chekhov's gun, right? Because and it's I've ranted about this a lot of times with Dragon Ball, with Daima, the fucking fusion bugs introduced in episode 7, never introduced again. Like never, it never pays off. When you introduce something in Act 1, it's supposed to pay off by Act 3. Oda is so good at this that he sets up Chekhov's guns that we never thought would actually be Chekhov's guns. We wouldn't have given this a second thought. Right? He does it with actual main important plots. And he does it with stuff like the fucking curry powder. Right? Very, very interesting that he would like bring this back. And it's not just some like little, like it had a purpose besides just being like being cool, because that's what it was. It was cool. It didn't need to amount to anything else. It's just the idea that he's stealing from the Navy whenever possible just to make his shit soup taste a little bit better was already compelling. Like that's all we really needed to know. Would I be mentioning stuff in chapter 1 or early 100 and still pays off? Yeah, no, it's insane, and there was absolutely no reason for this to pay off. But it's a really, really interesting and small detail that I want to point out because it really shows off how good of a writer Oda is, and I really, really like it. And so Brook, instead of responding to what they're asking him, he goes, "Cows and frogs and slaves and kings, we're all bones when we die. Stop singing!" And Brook thinking, Brook is thinking, "It'll be over in a moment if I keep singing. So long, strays, dogs. So long, bro." Interesting, as you said earlier, that man, he's not mentioning his mom, dad, and siblings, and little brother. He mentions the stray dogs that he sings to every morning, and he mentions the king. It'll be over in a moment if I keep singing. Wow. And so the Navy Vice Admiral goes, "Either way, he has seen our faces. We gotta kill him and go after the gang." And so Brook starts crying at the top of his lungs as he goes, "We're all bones when we die." And then someone bursts in, "Brook!" Huh? And the king, huff, huff, bro. And so the Navy goes, "Prince Reuben? Huh? Prince?" He didn't had no idea he was a prince. So he's not a king yet. Very interesting. "I'm so glad you're alright, Brook. I don't know what I'd do with myself if you died." "Step back, your highness. The battle convoy would handle the rest." And so he goes, "Do not try to stop me. I will do this." Oh, wait. No, this is one of the other guys. "Don't try to stop me. I'll do this myself." Oh, no, it is. This is very, like, weird. It's very weird. "Don't try to stop me. I'll do this myself. Look what these guys did to my little friend. They need to feel the same pain he did." I can't help but like hear that line and say it in like a one of those mafioso lines, voices. "Look what these guys did to my little friend. They need to feel the same pain that he did." I have not watched The Godfather, by the way. "Hey, wait, that's a spurious battle convoy." And so we hear like a Den and Mushi. "Prince Reuben, we've caught the Molan family and the mule who was transporting their drugs." "Mule? Then he really is just a kid who loves curry powder." Okay, so Prince Raven goes, "Oh, they go, Your Highness, you have to set your personal grudge aside. The world government is behind the Navy." And Raven goes, "If the government is backing this scum, then the world's truly coming to an end. Right, Candel? I mean, it is what's happening. Like he is absolutely right. It is going to shit. It is already shit. You just don't know it, and you don't know how shit it's gonna be. And this line of thinking is probably why Asteria was just deleted. And so Kendall goes, "I am your trusted blade, Highness. I will fight at your side." So it seems she was simply the commander, right? She was simply the commander, and they fell in love in battle. The fact that the prince is fighting is crazy. Because I think this is the first prince in One Piece that actually fights. I don't want to say the first king, because we did see Riku fight in the Colosseum in Dressrosa. Um, but yeah, I think it's the first prince we've seen fight. And also, I mean, there's Wapol, so I guess that's something. Uh, hey, stop! We're Navy. No, no, you're not. You are trash. And so Kendall and Reuben cut them all down. And Brook goes, "They're sword fighting. That is so cool." And he's still all like really bloody and like really bruised. "Hey, did you hear? Lady Kendall's done it again. She saved the kingdom from peril." And so the people that are like actively simping over Kendall are women, which is very, very interesting. Okay, I mean, she is very handsome. Like, I wouldn't even say, oh, she's pretty. She is pretty, but like, she's very handsome. Heard some theory about Kendall having an Omni-Man moment where she was going to save the kingdom. She was going to the kingdom to take advantage of it. Then slowly have feelings for the prince and switch sides. That seems way too like that is some crackpot ass theory if I've ever heard it. Where's the backing? Maybe I just need to finish the chapter, but like we've seen her like just like a couple times. "Are you awake now, Brook?" Brook, all bandaged up, blinks. And Kendall goes, "I am not angry at you, Prince Rowan. I'm simply asking that you be more mindful of your royal position." "Yeah, yeah. Hey, Brook, you're a prince, bro? Listen." And so it says, "Kingdom of Xperia, Battle Convoy Commander Kendall. It always confused me on why Shank's mom fell for someone like Garling when he's one of the worst scum ever. Because she was naive She was naive and she was very pure-minded and trusting to the point that she didn't question like, oh, he must have left for a reason. Maybe now that I have kids, he will stay by my side. And it's very possible he literally simply used her for, the deed, and didn't care whether she got pregnant or not because he could always just delete her, right? Which is exactly what happened in the end. Listen, I'm sorry I didn't tell you. I wasn't trying to hide it. I just had too much fun hanging out around you to ruin the good times. Also, don't you dare tell anyone about stealing that curry powder. Dude, the fucking curry powder. The funny thing is, I have been eating curry for like the last 2 days. And it's been real good. Like, it's real good. I love curry, but it's very interesting that that's like all I've been eating when that's all Brooke has been eating. I wouldn't even call it. I wouldn't even call it curry because he doesn't even have rice. But to each their own. Uh, every time Prince Reuben went missing, we went into a panic trying to find him. I don't know who's talking. Oh, it's Kendall talking. And Kendall, very, very charming, goes up to Brooke and touches his nose like this, very pretty like, and goes, I never would have guessed he was passing the time with such an adorable little friend. Tap. And he immediately, as she touches his nose, he immediately, with a smile on his face, nosebleed. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know your wounds were so deep. Nah, he's fine. Ignore him. More importantly, listen up. This guy is my favorite musician. Give him a room in the barracks and some real instruments to play. And make it so he can attend school. We've got a new star in Esperia. Ah ha 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 ha. And so Brooke goes, huh? Foreshadowed you eating curry. Yeah, probably. Because the scans came out around the time that I started eating curry. I have not read the chapter, by the way, to anyone who's like, oh, you read the chapter beforehand and he's faking the reaction. I have one viewer, okay? I would never fake the reaction. I have no reason to. Okay, and Brooke crying in his bed while no one's looking. I love this guy. If we keep him around, life in the palace is gonna be way more fun. To be continued, chapter 1184 end. Now, I heard people saying this chapter was peak, hearing people say that they cried through the chapter. Is only no, I was not spoiled. But the chapter was good. It was a good chapter. However, if this were to be adapted into an episode, I would like the last chapter, this chapter, and another chapter to together make up one episode. That's just me. If this takes up more than one episode, either it has some insanely good animation that wasn't in the anime, in the manga, or like, I don't know. But this doesn't take up more than 24 minutes. Like, it clearly takes more than 24 minutes to read, but it doesn't take more than 24 minutes to, like, tell. Like, interesting that Kendall has the same Doom font, like, when she's literally the only one with the same Doom font. Which is why there has been lots of people saying she probably related to Mihawk. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, from the same family tree, I highly doubt her being related to me. I don't know what you're talking about with Doom. And even then, that is a huge fucking stretch. I highly doubt Oda thinks about stuff like that. Okay, let's read the comments. I don't have a lot of thoughts for this chapter, but maybe this is what reading the comments is always for me, because it always brings out some kind of like thought about something that I didn't think I had. My boy Lawlead, dude, these guys I like recognize the names at times. They have no idea who I am. They're not chatters of mine. They're not viewers. There's people that comment in Manga Plus, and I respond. Lolly goes, Brooke, years pass by. Now Shuri has become a strong and beautiful princess. Jinbei, uh-huh. Brooke, also let me tell you the story about my childhood first. Jinbei, oh my Nika. Okay. I mean, when you see it from a certain perspective, it is a little bit weird because you're thinking about the marriage of a grown man to a teenager. But that's the thing. It wouldn't be that anymore. She's 77 years old. She has lived for a long time. She looks young, right? But we don't know also how young she looks. Like she might look right now as Gunko, she might look like 18, 19, 26. I don't know. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, she is physically an adult, more than likely, and she is 77. And he is 88. I'm pretty sure. There's a 13-year. He's 90. Yeah, he's 90. Because there's a 13-year difference. He's 90 years old. She's 77. And the more someone grows up, the less the bigger a gap there can be, and it's not strange. It is still strange, but like 13 years is not a lot. Like it really is not a lot at any capacity, especially at that age. Um, Love how the table has been completely flipped. Instead of Gonko simping for Brooke, it's young Brooke simping for Kendall, and they are in similar age. True, 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 true. Like she is already an adult. This guy is a child. Like it's interesting. Sorry, Usopp. This is Brooke's arc now. No, no, no. Usopp can't. That's another thing. We can't leave this island without Usopp having a major, major, major moment. He had his moment, but it's not enough, and we can't leave this island without it. Like 2026 cannot end without Usopp doing something of note. Okay, Dijon 2 goes. That has become Brook Peace, and I love it. Yo ho 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 ho. I don't love it. There has been a good chapters, okay? Granted, very needed chapters. But Brook Peace? No. No. Because we need Usopp Peace. So no. I am fine with this. I am fine with this backstory, flashback, little couple episodes, couple chapters, character arc. But no, no, no. We cannot leave without Usopp. We can't. Plurus goes. Flashback within a flashback is crazy. It is not within a flashback. We already got that. You're a couple months too late. The one goes. Don't worry, guys. This is still Usopp's arc. Between brackets, I am coping. Yeah, I feel like I'm also coping. But we can't. We just can't. I wonder what Usopp play is gonna be in this arc. I can't wrap my head around it. I still think it's gonna have something to do with Ragnar. Like it gotta. We can't. It's been 20 years. We need Usopp Hammer. We need Usopp Hammer. I'm pretty sure the last time we saw Usopp Hammer was in 2009. I think, at least in like an official capacity, in like a manga capacity, because we have seen it in like movie Stampede and like those films, but you know. Tsubaba Mictian goes, so that's why Gunko's skirt was so short. Brook is guilty. What? No. The fuck does that have to do with anything? Brook didn't have anything to do with the wardrobe. Fallen goes, please Oda, stop making 14-year-olds say this kind of stuff. Look, I understand what you mean, right? I understand your sentiment. I am not particularly on it. If I was the writer, I wouldn't make 14-year-olds say this. However, for one, you gotta understand it's a different culture, right? They weren't thinking about all that. Um, and in part is because they see children in a very protective, cute way. Especially, I would say Oda, in this capacity, he sees children in a very cute way, and to him, when a 14-year-old says this, it is not something to be taken seriously. And also, it is a realistic thing even for today's standards in Japanese culture. Like, and this is something that happens, they even say it to like their fathers, like, daddy, daddy, when I am of age I will marry you. And then it's like, oh, that's so cute, you can't marry me, I'm your dad. But like, it's still something that it's essentially brushed off because it is something cute the Japanese girls do today. But also, granted, this was fucking 80 years ago. This was like 90 years ago, right? And even for an already medieval kind of society where like the only advanced stuff are like Vegapunk stuff, this is around the time where 11-year-olds get married and it's normal. I'm not saying Oda is normalizing it, right? I'm not saying Oda is normalizing it, but for the time period, this makes sense. And even if, and I'm just talking about the marriage part. I'm just talking about the marriage part. The way that she says stuff is stuff that happens today, and it's normal. Now, how you react to it, that's another thing entirely. Wait, maybe it has something to do with the upper tree. Remember when we still haven't gone to that place? I mean, I really want to go to. Uh, if you're talking Usopp, yeah, possibly. I really want to go over to the Heaven Layer, and I don't understand why we haven't. Um, Also very interesting because I've been watching Sao in Sword Art Online. They're currently in an arc where like they're dealing with Jotunheim. Jotunheim is the Asgardian Norse land of the frost giants. Not only the giants, but the frost giants. And I wonder, like, because I think frost giants are a thing that exists in One Piece. That is the Yeti brothers, the Yeti Cool brothers. I'm pretty sure. So, like, I wonder, since we're in a Norse land, an Asgardian kind of land, um, where's Jotunheim, right? Because that is a thing that exists. Even if you say, "Oh, Asgard is like a thing from Marvel," Jotunheim is still very, very like important, and that's precisely where Loki is from. Because Loki is a frost giant, and I'm talking about the actual Loki, not the One Piece Loki. So I wonder, where's Jotunheim? Where's Jotunheim being presented? Because Warland isn't Jotunheim. At least I don't think so. So I'm just wondering. I just searched up the age of consent in One Piece, and it turns out to be 14 years old. But I'll send you a picture to give you more info. It's during Alabasta. I mean, that's the thing. It's possibly not even in One Piece world, in the Blue Planet, but just specifically in Alabasta. Um, but that's still an interesting thing because again, this was 90 years ago. So it's very likely that at the time, at least, the culture for every single island was this. And even, granted, this is another thing. One Piece in modern time, One Piece world in modern time, normalizes slavery, normalizes kidnapping of people's fiancés and daughters. And again, I'm saying this is a normalization. This is a normalization for the world, not for our world. These things are not supposed to be things that we're comfortable with. And I feel like in this culture that we live in, where like everyone is offended all the time, I understand. But granted, Japan does not live in that. That is a U.S., European, and even like we're pushing it on European. Like this is some London type shit. This is not the rest of the world. Just saying it. Juju's guy friend. I'm glad Brook has no romantic interest in Shuri. He's a pervert, but only for mature women. Yeah, and I wonder what people are gonna say when eventually and inevitably she grows up and is still interested in Brook. Cause I really don't know what my opinion is gonna be on that. Cause I can see people like being like upset, being like, "Oh, he groomed her." No, no, I wouldn't say that's what happened. Um, but I don't know. Again, it's been 60 years. It's been 60 years. Now, granted, he will probably still see her like a daughter kind of way. So I don't know. I don't know. This is probably one of those shippings that either makes too much sense or is probably something that needs to be completely ignored. I don't know. Either the age of consent. I heard the age of consent in Germany, Italy, and Austria is 14 years old. I don't know about that. I, I don't know. I don't even. What is the age of consent? We're pretty sure. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think about that kind of stuff because I don't need to. I don't need to. Okay. This is a public. I'm saying it in a public manner. I don't think about. I don't have to think about those stuff. Okay. I pick up women at bars. That's not true. I don't pick. I don't pick anyone up anywhere. Not even my sisters are like, can you come pick me up? No, I will never pick up women. Okay. King Deku goes, bro, lock in Usopp. Getting your arc stolen by two different people is crazy. I mean, by two different people, do you mean Frankie and Brook? Because if so, yeah. Grin, he earned the big bro title. Dashnasnia goes, King Brook. I don't think we're gonna see that. Joe goes, I'm sorry, but Shuri looks really cute. What are you sorry about that? She does look cute. Jury Joe, at least give that girl a woman age. Stop putting someone at that young in short outfits too. I mean, I didn't even notice. Um, but like, I understand people being upset about it, but like at the same time, it is not our time. It is not our culture, and I mean this both in world and like, I don't know. I don't think it's being done with any weird intentions. That's all I mean. It's 14 years old, but like there's a certain condition, like marriage and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The one goes again. Kendall is sus. She's dressed like a holy knight. She's the first character to be introduced with that sound effect since Mihawk, and she literally says, "I'm your devoted blade." I don't. What is this thing about the Mihawk sound effect? What are you talking about? The young goes, "Why is Shuri slash Gunko so adorable?" She really is. She really is. Anthony D. Randy. To all who are saying that Oda shouldn't put Shuri in a short skirt. One, it wasn't that short. Two, stop looking at characters the wrong way instantly. True. True. Three, have some manners and respect and not accuse people of bad things. Only because you think the wrong way. Have a nice day. We see us see you again in 2 weeks. You know what? That is the perfect one to end on. Twitter are usually the one being overreacting. Like just recently, the author of Gashi Kuta and her two artists shut down the Twitter account because they were being harassed and doxxed just for posting a funny meme. Again, I don't know about the funny meme. I don't know, but I'm just saying we live in a world where people are, yeah. Anthony D. Randy says it perfectly. Have some manners and respect and not accuse people of bad things only because you think the wrong way. True. Oda might have just drawn like again. I don't think he does it with any bad intent. Like, oh, you do the skirt, dude. He designs fictional clothing. He's not a fashion designer. Okay, he just designs what he thinks looks good in the moment. And I'm not saying like, ooh, this looks good for me. Ooh, big boobs. No, no. I mean, probably with Nami, right? But like, no, that's not what he does. That's not what he thinks. Like, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I like to think with a less cynical view in my world. I see things in a very childlike manner, childlike wonder-like way. I am very ignorant to stuff. Okay, I just see pretty flower, and I go, "That's a pretty flower," and then I move on with my day. I don't think about the pesticides that like exist in to keep the flower alive, and how it's killing the nature around it because the grasshoppers are dying because they're trying to eat the flower, and like, oh my god, the this flower can't be pollinized by the local bees that don't even like exist around this area because they are in an entirely different park. Oh no, oh no, those bees are they're being harnessed and put in boxes. Oh no. No, I just see pretty flower and I move on. It's like the idiom for an angry person will see everything as an insult, or a hungry person will only see food. Yeah, yeah. I mean, they want to be offended, like they want to be angry because they're bored. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm tired of it. I am a very big, like I've said it a lot of times. I don't give a fuck if you're offended. Granted, I'm not like actively gonna do anything to like offend people. I'm not gonna be like, hey, I hate all of this. Get out of here, man. Fuck your things, man. But like, I don't know. Basically, the meme she got harassed for was just a dude using green onion as hair. How is that? Okay, I don't know. It is too much for me. This is too much for me. I was having a good time. I'm still having a good time. It's getting a little too political. Not political? No, political isn't the right word. I don't know. It's not the right time to be talking about this. But regardless, I don't think it's that deep. Someone probably is gonna find this broadcast someday, and I'm gonna get canceled. And then I'm gonna yell at the top of my lungs that I don't give a fuck about your canceling, and fuck your mom. But yeah, this is gonna be in like 14 years time. I'm gonna be doing a random YouTube video about not even One Piece. I'm gonna be like talking about Boruto, uh, Kraruto, the son of Boruto, and how it's peak and it's so good. And then they're gonna be like, Flip said this about the offended people and like a 14-year-old character, and defended this guy who did this for a 14-year-old fictional character, and like he says it's fictional, so it's fine. That's not what I said. Don't twist my words. I'm preparing for the future, okay? I know it will come someday. Someday I will be sitting in my old bed. I'll be withering away, grandchildren around me, and then one of the nurses will come and she will unplug me and she will go, I know what you said in 2026, May 31st. I know all about it. Ah, ha, ha, ha. You old fool, you thought you would get away? I know what you did. I know what you said. I know you were offended at my offendedness on Twitter, even though you're not on Twitter. Your future side hockey is too advanced. It's too advanced. It can already see my enemies' moves before they've made them, and by calling them out, I have taken away their power. You will not offend. You will not cancel. You. You will not be offended by my your canceledness of your offendedness. That is not words. You know what? I will revert back to 2009. This is what I'll be doing for the next year. I'll be playing the original Pokemon Go. This is what I'll be doing. While people are being offended on Twitter over something that happened 3 years ago, I will be back like 17 years ago, and I'll be playing this. And then people, what are people gonna say? What are people gonna say? Oh, Flip is out there. He's doing this bad stuff. He's saying terrible things to people. Dude, I'm playing fucking the original Pokemon Go. Okay? This was before you knew what a Magikarp is because you found it trendy, okay? I have been here since before you were born, son. I know the ins and outs. I have a Pokeball Plus. Okay, I can capture Pokemon in the wild without opening my phone. Okay, I am too advanced. I am too advanced for you. Okay, I was a fan of Poliwhirl when he was set to be the mascot. Okay, you don't know anything. I'll put him right here. Oh shit! No, my Poliwhirl. He'll go right here. Damn it! My hair. My hair is. I can't end this. I've committed to this. There he goes. Anyways, God damn it. Anyways, my dudes, yeah, you laugh in chat, okay? I hope you had a great time. I most of the things that I did today were ranting, not even about One Piece, just about stuff. Anyways, I will end this here today. See you all. Hopefully next week. I don't know. Wait, when is the next chapter? Before I end, we should check this out. June 14th. That's like in 2 weeks. So we got break. We got a break, which means Twitch streams. A lot of Twitch streams before that. So, anyways, thank you, Deadman. See you. Have a great week. Yeah, see you. You also have a great week. I will see you in the Discord and stuff. Also, I heard there is a break next week. Yeah, that's what I saw. That is what I saw. But anyways, thank you, Deadman. Thank you all so much for everyone that came through the stream. I know people come through the stream. They never chat, but I know people come through the stream. Thanks to anyone else that watched. Thanks to anyone that's watching the VOD. And I will see all of you in other videos, other streams, other platforms. And I will see all of you after 2 weeks and on the flip side.